Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I just thought I'd film a quick little video talking about, well, two of my big loves. This video actually marries two of my big passions in life, books and stationery. So this is a video about my reading journal. I also wanted this video to act as an inspiration to those who have always thought about starting a reading journal but for whatever reason haven't. Now I get it. It's really easy to track your reading through all these online things. Like Goodreads is great, Storygraph is great. Actually, Storygraph didn't really work for me because I read a lot of Indian books and Storygraph just didn't have a lot of them. So, well, long story short, got it. It didn't work for me, deleted it. But there's something just so special about having a physical place and just like a solid physical old fashioned notebook where you keep track of all of your reading. So I have two of my reading journals here. I'll do a quick little flip through. It's not very fancy. My reading setup and my reading journal is not one of these like super aesthetic things that you see online. I do really appreciate them. You know, people who make all these beautiful, okay, this is what I'm currently reading. So like I was saying, I really appreciate people that do really pretty reading journals. I love seeing those videos. I find them endlessly fascinating. But that's just not something that'll work for me. And I'll tell you why. Okay, you can hear like cats going crazy. It's really late at night when I'm filming this. So if you hear cats and dogs or bats, please try and ignore that. Okay, I'm going to try and stay focused. So while these beautiful, super aesthetic reading journals are great, I end up reading close to 200 books a year. Humble brag. And so if I have to do like a super aesthetic setup for each and every book that I read, I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. So I use a system that's functional, that works for me, that keeps it simple. So when life gets busy, I'm not too bogged down by the prospect of, keeping up my reading journal. This is my reading journal from last year. I loved how this turned out. I really love going in and decorating the first few pages, and then I make my reading resolutions for every year. It's just a way to keep my reading on track, to figure out what I want to achieve in a given year, and then I start my monthly layouts. So I decorate for each month. I make a list of, well, some reading goals. I also sometimes make a TBR. I'm not super on with a TBR throughout the year. It's something that is honestly sometimes a hit and miss. Sometimes I have books that I've been sent for review, so those obviously go on priority. But my TBRs are very, very flexible. They are not like, I'm not very bound by TBRs, is what I'm trying to say. So this is my last year's journal. Before this, I had the same like really chubby little notebook that I used for, I think, 4 years. And so this is what my journal looked like last year. This is a notebook I got from the Happy Wagon, and it's really good quality. I really, really like it. It also came with like a matching bookmark, which I have since moved elsewhere, so I use it while I'm reading. So this is last year's journal. This is my reading journal for 2023. It's a tiny little leather bound notebook from this brand called Kagazi. They, around this time last year, were having a closing sale, and so a number of their products were on like super discounts. So I picked this up mainly because it reminded me so much of these like leather bound books, and it's kind of tiny. I don't know what size you would call this, but it's this beautiful forest green with this like silver foil, and this is what it looks like. I stuck this giant sticker. This is from Kimmy's Corner, and a bunch of like collage elements that I've had from here and there. This hand painted stamp, I'm going to bring this close so you can have a look, is made by Devdyuti. She did this. I have like a bunch of these that I use so sparingly. I love it so much. So this is the front page. Then this annoying page that you can't really write on, I always tend to decorate these. So I cut up a bookmark and I use this. It's a girl with her coffee reading. Then I have a quote by Hemingway, and I have these two reading stickers which kind of capture what reading certain books feel like. I love how this turned out, and I repurposed like an envelope to make this red background. Then I make my reading resolutions. Every year starts with reading resolutions. So, things like read every day, read intently. Well, I did that. Read 100 books, did that. Read more physical books, may have done that. Read older books from my shelves. Yep, did that. Make notes as I read, did that. Try new genres. Yes, I did. Buy the books that I want. I have been really good at it. Instead of just buying cheap books, I have bought books that I really actually want. Read more graphic novels. Hell yes. DNF like a boss. Tried to do that, often did that. Read 5 classics. I don't think I did that. More poetry. Read some poetry. Have fun with books. I don't know what I meant. Like, what was I thinking? Read outside. No, didn't really do that. Read what I want. Don't fall for the hype. Yeah, that I'm pretty good at. I use this washi tape that I love. It has these book spines on it. Love it, love it, love it. And I don't know why this page is blank. I think I was going to write like 12 books to read this year. Didn't get around to making that list. And made some more like new bookish things to try. Poetry, authors I've never read before. More history. I don't think I read more history. Read books that teach me something. Well, I think all books teach you something. Reread 2 books a month. Nope. Keep up with Goodreads. Yes. Read some popular books, some of the hyped books. I think I did. I didn't really like them. Read some horror. Annotated a favorite book. I went back and annotated Pride and Prejudice. Take occasional breaks from reading. Well, that happened. And then I just have my monthly layouts. Like I said, set up some goals, and then I write about all the books that I read in a given month. And I love doing this. I don't write very much. I write, if certain book moves me, I'll write a lot, like I did for this one. Others I write like a paragraph here and there. If I really obviously like a book, I do a full review on my blog. But this is just a place to keep like quick notes, really write about how I felt. Like, I never want to be rude about a book online or on Goodreads or on my blog. So if I really disliked a book, so I'll write something like, God, this was so stupid, which I'd never do in like on any of my socials because that's just mean. I will tell you if I didn't like a book, but this is really my place to, vent and things like that. So the point of this video really is to tell you that you can just get a notebook. You can decorate as much or as little as you want, and you can just keep a log of everything that you read. Make lists of books that you want to read, and just really have a physical place to put all of your reading musings and thoughts and all of that in one place. And you can do it like it's such a nice way to keep track of reading and to have almost like a memory keeper for me, because I don't know, even if you read like 20 books a year, it's nice to have a spot to look back on and go over what a book made you feel like. And it doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to take up too much time. Like, you can do even less decorating than I have done. I mostly use like stickers and washi tape. This is my spread for December. I just did this. Made a little like collage-ish thing. Oh, the other thing I do track in my reading journal is the new books that I've bought, which I kind of failed after February. I may go back and fill this out, but yeah. So that is my reading journal. Do you keep a reading journal? What do you do differently? And if you don't keep a reading journal, I hope this video maybe a little bit inspired you to start keeping a reading journal in 2024. And I think that is it for this video. I just have been talking and just like, hopefully this is helpful. I hope you can pick out a journal from your stash or buy a pretty little journal and go ahead and start book journaling. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.